protectors of the Sunnah followers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of our series of the 55 hadiths on Islamic discipline and behavior. And today we'll be discussing hadith number 46, which is a hadith addressing the importance of visiting the sick. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered the companions to do 7 things. And again, we talked about this in our series today on the messenger. One of the signs of having love for the prophet is you will obey him in what he commands us to do. Well, here the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam commands us to visit the sick, also to follow the funeral procession, also to say yarhamakallah when a person sneezes, also to help those who are weak, and to help those who are oppressed. Also to spread the greeting of assalamu alaikum and wa alaikum salam. Also to help other people to keep their oaths, as long as their oath is not a sinful one. He also forbade us 7 things. He forbade us from drinking out of silver utensils. He forbade the men of this nation from wearing gold rings. He forbade the men of this nation to ride on silk saddles. He also forbade the men of this nation to wear silk clothing. Okay, so as you can see, the prohibitions are against men, not us, women. Women can wear gold. Women can wear silk. Women can sit on silk. Men can't. And satin. Men can't do satin either. Okay, so the hadith is self-explanatory. We talked about how showing love for the prophet entails obeying his commands. How many Muslim men out there wear silk ties, silk suits? How many Muslim men out there sleep in silk sleep on silk sheets and bedding? And we know a lot of Muslim men that wear gold. So how does this hadith impact you in your life? Take the mic and share.
It just keeps it in the forefront of my mind. It's just a good reminder. And
Exactly.
It's good, and I'm glad that you broke it down about that silk and gold, because somebody might think they was talking about a woman, so you told them it was a man. So
exactly, because if you read that hadith just like hadith, you think it applied to all of us. No, there's more. That's just a couple of sentences of a long hadith. That's why you have to be careful unless you are a scholar. If you're not a scholar of Islam or been taught this religion properly, you got to be careful playing around with hadiths. I remember about 25 years ago, right here on my website, I had a young lady from Holland. She was from Holland. I remember that. And she came in here and to debate with me about women being able to wear gold. And this is the hadith she used. She said, it's haram for women to wear gold. I said, where does Allah say that? And she gave me this hadith. I said, this hadith is not talking about women, it's talking about men. She said, it doesn't say it. I said, well, I can show you. And I showed her the long version. You know what she did? She went and showed me a fatwa from Sheikh Albani, where Sheikh Albani said women can't wear gold. I said, and who is Sheikh Albani? May Allah forgive him of his sins. I said, is Sheikh Albani the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Was he a companion of the Prophet? I'm sorry, you can take that fatwa on somewhere, I told her. Although Sheikh Albani was a good scholar of our time, but we don't follow anyone blindly. And to follow someone blindly means to accept someone's opinion when it totally contradicts what Allah or his prophet said. Okay? That sister is no longer here. Okay, but I remember we had a discourse and she sent me so many fatwas and all of this and trying to argue with me and prove to me that I'm teaching y'all wrong. When the prohibition is not against women, it's against men. All right, any other comments?
That's really something to think about. It's a good hadith and it's very much needed because it brings to mind what you said about be careful about where you get your knowledge from. And I see that a lot in the community, in the Muslim community. I'll be hearing you should do this or you shouldn't do that. And when I read about it in the hadiths, it doesn't even make sense. So you have to be very careful about where you get your knowledge from.
Exactly.
And also, I like when you talked about visiting the sick and following the funeral. You know, if you can, everybody like myself don't have transportation to get out anytime you want. But, you know, if you can, it's very good to, you know, I used to try to really visit the sick people that I knew that were sick, even have my providers take me to visit them. And because it really made a difference in their lives about how they felt about themselves and how they felt about Islam. So it's a lot of good things we should remember to do for the pleasure of Allah, for the sake of Allah, for the love of Allah. Because these things may not seem important, but they are. They're very important.
Yes, they are. And it shows our love for the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by adhering to them, by honoring these 7 things. Okay, alhamdulillah. I'd like to thank everybody for joining and participating in this session of our Hadith class. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is Friday. We have the Juma Khutbah that will, inshallah, be broadcast here by Dr. Ibrahim Jamali at 2:15. Also, don't forget, tomorrow is Dr. Asim. Remember to have 2 names of Allah ready. That was the homework assignment. We're supposed to be able to take 2 of the names of Allah and speak about how you incorporate them into your life on a personal level, not with your kids, but how you take those names, apply them to yourself to help you grow into a better, stronger believer with Allah. All right, that's tomorrow at 6. And then we have my class and the rest. Okay, so subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.